I caught my cheating wife after my neighbor recognized her in someone else's car. You know those moments where your entire life changes because of a single sentence. Not a revelation you discover yourself, but something someone else casually says. Something so small, so innocent, yet so explosive it shatters your world in an instant. That's exactly how this nightmare started. With my neighbor leaning over the wooden fence between our yards and saying 7 words that made my stomach drop. "Hey man, wasn't that your wife earlier?" I remember freezing right there on my deck, a wrench in my hand, the smell of motor oil on my shirt, and my heart hammering against my ribs as he continued. "She was in some guy's black Camaro. Didn't look like an Uber." Right then the sky felt darker, the air heavier. Not because of the storm rolling in, but because something inside me already knew the truth. My name is David. I live in a quiet suburb in Ohio. For 8 years, I thought I had a solid marriage with my wife, let's call her Mara. We met at a friend's barbecue, hit it off, and built a life together that I genuinely thought would last forever. But sometimes forever ends with a whisper. Sometimes forever ends with a neighbor mentioning a car. The suspicion that wouldn't die. At first I tried brushing it off. Probably a mistake. Maybe she got a ride from a coworker. She would have told me right. But the problem with a gut feeling is that it doesn't care about logic. It gnaws at you until your doubts become screams. And the timing, God, the timing. Mara had recently started staying late at work 3 or 4 nights a week. She said they were short-staffed. She said she was exhausted. She said she was stressed. Yeah, stressed enough to stop kissing me goodnight. Stressed enough to turn her phone upside down whenever she set it on the table. Stressed enough to take longer showers, longer drives, longer errands. And stressed enough to stop looking me in the eye. But still, I didn't want to believe it. Love blinds you. Worse, it convinces you to lie to yourself. The next day, however, the truth practically kicked my door down. Another neighbor, another clue, another punch to the gut. Our elderly neighbor, Mrs. Landon, sweet woman, bakes cookies for everyone on the block, stopped me as I was getting the mail. She smiled gently and said, "Tell your wife I liked her new hairstyle. She looked lovely yesterday when that man picked her up." I swear the world spun. What man?" I choked out. She shrugged. Tall fellow, muscular, had tattoos, think he had a military haircut. My blood ran cold. That didn't sound like a coworker. That didn't sound like an Uber driver. That didn't sound innocent. 2 neighbors. 2 sightings. 2 different times. Same black Camaro. My hands shook so badly I dropped my mail. That night I didn't sleep. I kept hearing the same words. "Tell your wife I liked her new hairstyle." Meaning she was close enough for someone to see her. Close enough to be recognizable. Close enough to be comfortable with another man. The next day I made my choice. No more guessing. No more hopping. No more pretending. I was going to follow her. The night everything came crashing down. A Wednesday. 7:14 p.m. She kissed me on the cheek like she always used to, only now it felt fake. She grabbed her purse and said she had a late training session at the office. I nodded. Smiled. Acted like a clueless, loving husband. Then I waited. 1 minute. 5 minutes. 10. As soon as her taillights disappeared down the street, I took my truck and followed from a distance. Not too close, not too obvious. My heart pounded against my ribs with every block. I expected her to turn toward downtown, the direction of her office. She didn't. Instead, she headed toward the highway. Red flag 1. Then she took the exit toward the industrial district. Red flag 2. Then she turned into a parking lot behind a closed furniture store. Red flag 3, and the one that broke me. Because there, parked under a dim street lamp, was the same black Camaro my neighbors described. I watched as she got out of her car. Watched her smooth down her hair. Watched her look around, checking to see if anyone was watching. Then I watched her get into the Camaro. Not the passenger seat. The driver's lap. She wrapped her arms around him and kissed him like she hadn't kissed me in months. It was like being stabbed slowly. Repeatedly. Deliberately. I felt sick, like I might pass out. But I forced myself to take photos, hands shaking, breath unsteady. I took videos too, evidence, proof, the truth she thought she could hide. They drove off together. I followed. My chest tight, my eyes burning, my knuckles white on the steering wheel. They ended up at a hotel off Route 39. Cheap, dingy. The kind of place you pay cash for. He wrapped his arm around her waist. She giggled. They were all over each other. And just like that, my marriage was dead. The revenge plan. I didn't storm out of my truck. I didn't scream. I didn't confront them in the parking lot. No, I wasn't going to give her that satisfaction. I was going to do this methodically, quietly, legally, and with absolute precision. Because betrayal, it deserves consequences. I went home and compiled everything. Photos, videos, screenshots of her fake working late texts, bank statements showing weird charges I hadn't noticed before. Even dash cam footage from the night. Yes, luckily my truck records everything. Then I called a divorce attorney. Gave him everything. He told me exactly what to do next. The confrontation she'll never forget. 2 days later, she walked into the kitchen after work, dropping her purse, humming like she didn't just spend the night in someone else's bed. "Hey babe," she said casually, "what's for dinner?" I didn't look up from the table where I'd neatly arranged a manila folder. "Your appetite," I said, "is about to disappear." She laughed confused. Then she saw the folder. Then she saw the hotel receipts. Then she saw still frames printed from the videos. Her face went ghost white. What is this?" she whispered. "You tell me," I said calmly. She stuttered. Tried to blame stress. Said she didn't know what she was doing. Said she made a mistake. But here's the thing. You don't accidentally lie for months. You don't accidentally sneak into a hotel with someone. You don't accidentally destroy a marriage. So I hit her with the final blow. "I filed for divorce yesterday and I already moved everything into my name. You cheated. I have proof. You don't get to take me down with you." She fell apart right there. Crying, begging, trying everything from apology to guilt to manipulation. But I was numb, cold, done. I didn't raise my voice once. Not because I wasn't angry, but because the silence hurt her a million times more. Karma arrives right on time. The guy she cheated with. Turns out he wasn't single. He had a girlfriend. A girlfriend who reached out to me after seeing the hotel footage online. Because yes, I posted a blurred version of the videos in a local anonymous Facebook group with a message. Cheaters checking into a hotel on Route 39. If your partner drives a black Camaro and is built like a Marine, you might want to look at this. The post blew up. Hundreds of comments. People tagging friends. People recognizing the Camaro. People sharing stories. His girlfriend saw it. She dumped him instantly. Then she sent me a thank you message, saying he'd been cheating on her for months too. And here's the best part. He blocked my wife right after. Completely ghosted her. Left her alone, humiliated, rejected, and exposed. That was karma. Delivered beautifully. The aftermath. The divorce finalized smoothly. I kept the house. I kept the truck. I kept all my assets. She got nothing but her car and a shattered reputation. Neighbors talk. People whisper. Word spreads fast in quiet suburbs. And every time she drives past the house, she can't even look in my direction. Good. She shouldn't. Because you don't destroy someone who loved you unconditionally and walk away clean. The moral. If someone tells you they saw your wife in another man's car, don't ignore it. Don't shrug it off. Don't let love blind you. People show you who they really are. And sometimes, your neighbor sees it before you do.